I was so pleased with how the first one turned out that I decided it was and a different pigment. So for the base, I went ahead and added red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. And I decided that I also wanted purple in there by the end. Any pretty color is going to end up being purple. Because the base liquid's clear, I actually needed to lighten this up to white glue just because I didn't want it to be an opaque slime. So I added some white pigment, and this is a pink to white color shift. It's a pearl pig. The color looked like it was going to be purple, but when I was going towards the back, it looked more like a constant color, and it ended up mixing to a really, really gorgeous purple color. Activate, so I went ahead and activated it, and I went and tried the mixer again, hoping this time it would be different. I had to activate this off camera, but it ended up being a really deep violet shade, and around the edges you can see that it's green. It ended up green, and I'm not sure exactly how this happened. Next up, we're going to be getting rid of my white glue, and I wanted to make a glossy thick slime just because I have, and my favourite recipe at the moment is to mix two different glue types together. One of them being a clumpy one like the Scola, thinner texture like the Elmer's one. To soften up the recipe, I do like to just add scent and a ton of food dye. I find that this, over time, I added about 3 teaspoons, and the food dye really thins the texture. For example, glycerin, which does work, but it melts it down over time in addition to these ingredients, but used individually, it can be great. You can see here, if you gradually activate it, it's really smooth, and it does take a bit longer. So you don't need to massage the slime for as long, and it ends up being a lot easier. Like you can see here, as each one is more gradual, it is very smooth, and I like to activate it until the stage where I can touch it, so the bubbles need to rise. So I like to leave it a bit thinner like the first clip, and then reactivate it to get it thicker like the second. I decided to make a Starbucks drink, starting off with some clay confetti sprinkles, and then I drizzled it in, and it was so, I love the little line between the pink and the blue. And after this, I went ahead and added some shaving into the previous recipes, just because it thickens it up. The only downside is when you're puffing this up, all you have to add to make this slime a crunchy. It's actually way better to add this when it's sticky, because if you add thick slimes, it can harden up the slime. The way I make clear slimes also changed. I use the same clear activator, and this, and also making sure all of the utensils are the key ingredients to making this not go cloudy. And I actually added my ingredient in the end. I just added foaming soap, just because this adds bubbles, but it's milky. From the leftovers of the previous slime, and this is called an avalanche slime, and like you can see, all the colours fall down. You don't need to mix this at all, but you do need to keep an eye on this because it can mix to different degrees, just depending on how thick. If you have thicker slimes, it can take a bit longer.